You've been called the happiest person in the world by popular media after you volunteered.
Yes, popular media.
An university study. Well, what was this all about? How did you get this status?
Yes.
And what is this happiness that you have?
Yeah, well, it's not a status; it's a headline. Anecdotically, it came that we have been doing collaboration with neuroscientists and psychologists, including Paul Ekman, to study emotions, state of mind, some well-being and suffering, and also some specific states of mind like kindness, anger, and so forth. And so many of those have been studied in the brain already, and it's not that we know here is the center for anger, but we know there are networks and specific areas that get activated individually and connected to other areas when anger arises, or where empathy comes, or where loving kindness comes. And this regulation process, the anger area will be regulated down if you were loving kindness and so forth. So then the idea came, well, what happens if people have been training their mind towards that? On attention, for instance, focused attention, vigilance. Is it any different from untrained subjects? So that idea came to in a movement called the Mind and Life Institute that was originated by Francisco Varela, who was a Chilean-born neuroscientist, one of the leading neuroscientists of his time, who passed away now, and Adam Engel, who was an American businessman. Both were struck by the interest that the Dalai Lama had in science, genuine interest, curiosity, and sort of a scientist of the mind. And so they organized meetings so that Dalai Lama could meet great scientists and discuss with them. But soon it turned out that it was more than just coaching the Dalai Lama. He had very incisive questions, and he was proposing an agenda for research almost. So then that took more and more magnitude. Then that's, especially that's now 25 years that's going on. But in 2000 there was a meeting on destructive emotions and how to deal with them. Paul Ekman, Richard Davidson, Daniel Goleman, Francisco Varela. And then the Dalai Lama said, well, what can we do to help society, to contribute something useful to society? So the idea of launching a research agenda with first experienced meditators, more than 50,000 hours of meditation, and see how they function, they're able differently to activate, for instance, the network of loving kindness. And then, if there's a difference, how you reach there? Do you see a difference after 4 weeks, or does it take 25 years? So that thing has been going on now for more than 10 years, and immediately there were very interesting, groundbreaking sort of findings about that mind training really has a very profound impact on the way you can use your brain. Or the repercussion, or whatever causation effect is involved. And particularly, we focused on 3 types of meditation, because meditation means just cultivating. There was one on loving kindness, compassion, whatever you call it, and then one on focused attention, and then one was more like open presence, which is a vast state of mind in which you have a very great emotional depth, emotional balance depth. For instance, if there is, with Paul Ekman, if there is a sudden explosion, you will not jump like crazy. There's more stability while still very, very, very aware. So there's mostly many kinds of meditation. So the one on loving kindness happens to activate areas of the brain which were already known to be connected with very positive emotions. People who are extremely satisfied with their quality of their every moment of their experience, not just like their fluency or conditions, outer conditions, but inner conditions for well-being. Those who the opposite of depression, let's say. And it was also found that those people have a stronger activity in the left prefrontal cortex. The balance between right and left is shifted to the left, while depressed people have the opposite sort of. So then it was found with those meditators, and I happened to be, chronologically one of the first guinea pigs, that it was very, very strong, stronger than was ever reported in neuroscience. tilted toward positive emotions. So there was a Australian documentary from ABC that was doing something on emotions, anger, loving kindness, happiness, and so they came to report on that research. And then suddenly they said, well, maybe this is one of the happiest person in the world, and that was it for a while. And then one day a journalist from the Independent here fell upon that documentary and said, hey, that's a good story. So here's Mr. Happy, the happiest person in the world. The scientists found him. So then after that it was out of control. Next day it was Italy and Venezuela, and there's nothing we could do. I made disclaimers, but I apologized to my scientist friend, but it was too late. So here comes Mr. Happy. So of course there's 7 billion human beings. It's hard to find who is happier than another one. And especially among those supposed to be trained meditators, there was 20 of them now have been gone to the lab, and they all have the similar results. So at least I have 20 colleagues, no matter what. Men and women, monks and lay people, the only common factor is that they all went through extensive cultivation of loving kindness and other such skills.